Well, at his Monday news conference, 9-year Washington Redskin head coach Joe Gibbs talked point blank about the question of retirement.
There's just a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I can talk about after the season. I'm not going to talk about them now, but there's a lot of things about this season. What's going to happen the rest of the way? And do we wind up out of the playoffs? That'll be 2 years in a row. What's my obligation there to everybody? And do I keep doing that? At what point don't I want to do that?
Well, Will, there are several veteran coaches now thinking about retirement.
Well, that's what surprises people. You look at Joe Gibbs, you know, he's mentioned it. Mike Ditka has mentioned it. There's been talk about Bill Parcells. And people ask why, with their success in the last 5 or 6 years. I remember a conversation with Tom Flores last year after he stopped coaching the Raiders, and he won 2 Super Bowls. He says the problem is after you coach a Super Bowl winner, everything else is frustration if you don't get back there again. And that's what these 3 guys are feeling right now. I think all 3 will coach next year, but I think for all 3 next year might be their last year.
Denver Broncos could lose Mike Shanahan. He could become the head coach of Kentucky?
That's what they're talking about now. This would be a loss for the Broncos. This is unusual because the owner, Pat Bowlen, is the one who brought Shanahan back to the Broncos after he was let go by the Raiders this year. And Bowlen told me himself he did it because he thought that Shanahan was the key to John Elway playing really well. So if they lose him, Shanahan goes to Kentucky, then I think it's a big loss for the Broncos.
A couple weeks ago, hit money became an issue when Irv revealed that the Philadelphia Eagles had a pool for the best hits of the week.
Yeah, it did, you know, and it came up again this week. I talked to Lamar Hunt, the owner of Kansas City, and Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, and they say they want to do away with this type of thing in the league. Okay, the league made it allowable 2 years ago for the first time in '88 to have this kind of a thing written in before the season. There's 12 teams that do it. Matter of fact, there was an informal meeting of the owners in Dallas this week, and when it came up, one of the owners told me Tagliabue, the new commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, let them know it would be $500,000. If they ever catch a team, the team will be fine doing this type of thing.
That'll get your attention.
It'll get your attention in a big hurry.
Well, no matter what else Green Bay does this season, the Cardiac Pack has set one league record that no coach wants his team to match. 4 one-point wins.
Gronkowski with the snap, back with some time, looking, now stepping up, on the run. He's going to have to throw in the end zone. Throw it on, and touchdown! Sterling Sharp, he caught it! Here's the ball down, the kick is on the way, the kick is good! He made it! He made it! He made it! The Packers win!
There was some celebration last week.
Well, the biggest casualty was the team chaplain. They say when the field goal went through, he jumped and severed his Achilles tendon. But the point of, you mentioned, you know, Green Bay is the first team in the history of the NFL to win 4 games by a point in a year. Tampa Bay has been involved in 3 in a row. No team has ever done that. 50% of the games this year have been decided by a touchdown or less. 26% of the games this year by a field goal or less. So this is the most competitive, when you look at the scores, of any season in NFL history.
The way it was designed. And we're going to continue live in just a moment. Well, even legends age gracefully, certainly in this situation. So, Mr. Butkus, we want to pass along our best wishes for a happy birthday. Dick's celebrating his 45th birthday, I believe it is, yesterday. And Dick, happy birthday.
Well, it's really 47, but I appreciate it, Brent.
I tried to help you.
Man, all this time I'm talking about what a bunch of rotten guys you are, and I tell you what, this is blows
we'll see
that
at halftime. So long.
Blows that image right away. All right, thank you, buddy.
You get knees like you. That's your stance right there.
The one's got to bowed out a little bit.
That's what I mean. Just like that.
That's great. That's